Hi, good morning, ladies and gentlemen, youth and parents. Welcome to NUS Open House 2024. And if you are in a different time zone, good afternoon or good evening. Welcome to NUS Open House 2024. My name is Zachary,
Hi, my name is Mei Hua.
and we are your barista for today.
Wait a second. When did we switch from being the speakers to becoming the barista?
Meanwhile, I think as we all know, right, barista are the expert in mixing various ingredients into a drink and develop them into a very delicious beverages. And this is exactly what we will be sharing today, which is the secret recipe and ingredient which NUS students can benefit from to grow their professional brand.
I see. Okay. So that was the reason.
Yes, and to in line with today's theme of boba, in the next 30 to 45 minutes, we'll be sharing the various ingredients NUS undergrad students can benefit from by mixing all these secret ingredients into the drinks that they all enjoy. And before we start, some house rule for today's session. Number one, feel free to turn on your video, but do keep it mute and give us your attention. Number two, throughout today's session, there will be a series of basic MCQ questions game whereby we invite you to type your answer in the Zoom chat. In order to type the answer in the Zoom chat, go to the bottom right of your Zoom. There's a three buttons. You click and there's a chat function. Finally, we welcome questions and we have a dedicated Q&A at the end of today's session. So please only type in your questions at the end of today's session. So without further ado, let's get today's session started. A very quick introduction about myself. I'm a career advisor from CFG, and I'm dedicated to support the students in School of Computing. For my previous career, I have accumulated various experiences from the industry and have been very privileged to be in the position of coaching and supporting the NUS students.
Thank you, Zachary. Hello, everyone. My name is Mei Hua, and welcome to the NUS Open House. It is really our pleasure to have you with us today. Now, as for myself, I joined the workforce straight from university back in 1994. So over the last 30 years, I have been very privileged to be a part of a few of the world's most recognizable brands and spanning across different industry. So currently, I'm a L&D specialist with NUS CFG, and my role primarily is to craft learning experiences for bright young minds through the various programs and workshops, which you will get to hear from Zachary later. So the fact that you are here at this talk, I think I can safely assume that you are cognizant of the importance of our professional brand or our personal brand in today's very dynamic and competitive world. Am I right? Okay, so without belaying the point further, let's begin by looking at how the global standing of NUS can positively impact your professional and personal brand. So are we ready? Right, I would like to invite you to make a guess at the next question. So what you can do is you will just type your response in the chat box. All right, so here we go. This is the first question. All right, what do you think is NUS ranking for the Pocari-Simmons, or in short QS, World University Rankings in 2024? You may just type in A, number 8. Okay, number or B or C. All right, thank you. I could see there's a reply from Chanrik. Thank you so much. And you are very spot on, right? And yes, indeed. Sorry, just hold. Yeah, so indeed, according to the latest QS World University Rankings released on June 2023, NUS has broken into the worldwide top 10 and is ranked number 8. Now, NUS is also the top university in Asia. Now, this is a historic first for NUS to be placed within the top 10 globally among many other prestigious institutions worldwide. Okay, so are we ready for the second question? So here we go. What is NUS overall employment rate in 2023? A, B, or C? Oh, great. I'm seeing the answers coming in. Thank you. Please keep them coming. Yes, I have somebody, Hanchu say C. Quite can't decide yet. Okay. Should I reveal the answer? All right, let's see. All right, so according to the the 2023 edition of the Global Employability University Ranking and Survey, NUS graduates are ranked as the 9th most employable in the world. And according to the annual survey jointly conducted by NUS, NTU, SMU, SIT, SUTD, as well as SUSS, and this is the Joint Autonomous Universities Graduate Employment Survey 2023. In short, we call it GES. NUS graduates continue to achieve very strong employment rates and earn higher starting salaries. In fact, according to this survey, 90.5% of our fresh graduates were employed within 6 months of completing their final exams, and 85.4% secured full-time permanent employment within the same period. All right, I'm sure you're now very excited to hear how did we prepare our students. So I shall hand over the next segment to my colleague Zachary to elaborate on our comprehensive support system for our students from day one until graduation. So Zachary, please, over to you.
Thank you, Mei Hua. I think you have heard me and Mei Hua mention this term CFG. So make a guess, what does CFG stands for? Is it A, Come for Good, B, Center for Future Ready Graduates, or C, Career for Good? Anyone can make a guess? Yeah, I can see a lot of the participants type in B. So yes, the correct answer is B. So we are from CFG, which stands for Center for Future Ready Graduate. As you can see from the slide, the CFG teams comprises of a big group of professionals dedicated to support the different needs of our students. The team includes the Director Office, the Career Advisory Team, the IR Industry Relationship Manager, L&D, Marketing, Product Management, so on and so forth. And we all work together to provide our students with employability skills and critical life skills. As part of our mission to provide our students to be future ready and resilient to thrive years beyond the university, a focus on critical life skills is weaved across all our various courses, programs, and content developed by NUS. Find out more about our various programs in the next few slides. To help our students grow their professional branding, CFG developed this recipe, or we can call it the Career Readiness Roadmap. This roadmap guides our students on how to brew their own cup of tea across this very comprehensive 4-year roadmap that provides both structured programs as well as flexibility. Our students can participate in various programs depends on their needs and their year of study. The next few slides will be a very quick snippets of each of these programs. Career Advisory. Every faculty has its own dedicated career advisory team where students are welcome to book consultation sessions with their career advisors. This group of certified career advisors are here to support our students' career ambitions. They can support them in a variety of ways, such as providing career consultation, resume critique, mock interviews, as well as preparing you for internships and networking advisory. Career Catalyst. Year 1 and Year 2 NUS students can look forward to this foundational career module, and this program equips our students with the essential career skills such as resume writing, crafting our personal brand, elevated pitch, and sharpening our interviewing skills. Global Industry Insights. One of the highly popular programs from CFG is the Industry Insights, where our students take a trip to the country around the region and explore the vast and exciting experiences that these emerging economies present. Participants can expect to gain an immersive understanding of emerging economies in the region by visiting them and enhancing their global mindset. This course is an in-country visit where students get to visit, meet, and learn from an exciting lineup of speakers from established countries in visit over a week long. Participants can expect to learn emerging business models, global skills, global trends, global pathway, as well as some business acumen. Career Booster. As our students progress towards their 3rd or 4th years of education in NUS, they can look forward to this secret ingredient or program. Participants can leverage on the Career Booster program through advanced interview technique and workplace skills. They can learn how to navigate the hiring process and successfully transit into the workplace. We know that building relationship with employers is never easy. That is why we pair each workshop with an industry expert, giving our students the latest tools and know-how on how to succeed in the workplace. Some of the workshops that we're having this year includes Find Your Fit in the Green Economy, Cybersecurity Landscape and Career Opportunities, How to Ace Your Assessment Center, and many, many more workshops. These Career Booster workshops are continuously being added throughout the academic year. Career Advancement course. This is an e-module that equips our students in the final lap of their university life with advanced career preparation and workplace skills, empowering the participants to confidently navigate the job search process and excel in their first graduate job. Roots and Wing. This is where we focus on crucial soft skills to help our students succeed in this increasing complex and volatile world. And this program is offered and delivered in conjunction with the Department of Psychology, Faculty of Arts and Social Science, together with NUS Centre for Future Ready Graduate. Financial well-being. Sound personal finance management is a critical skill that equips students to be future ready. These financial programs provide students with training in essential financial planning and goes a step further by addressing the mental and emotional aspect of money management. Students will gain a deep understanding of how emotion and mindset impact their decision-making and develop the financial know-how as well as positive habits and practices related to financial decision-making. Through this financial well-being course, students thus not only enhance their personal effectiveness, but also learn about themselves and their personal values. The Women's Professional Development course is designed to provide Year 2, 3, and 4 female undergrad students with knowledge and skill to succeed as a female in the workplace. Through a design thinking, group projects, and hands-on training workshops conducted via e-learning and in-person, participants hone their critical thinking and innovation life skills. Students will also be mentored by senior female leaders and engaged in peer learning through experiential activities, building their interpersonal skills in collaboration, communication, and networking. And to help our students further develop their professional branding, NUS CFG organized this annual flagship career fair called NUS Career Fest. Recently in February, the NUS Career Fest 2024 brought together over 300 prospective employers across 20 industries. There was a lot of buzz and excitement happened during the recent NUS Career Fest and at University Town. Students have the opportunities to interact with different prospective employers each day and explore internship and full-time positions across 20 industries. Other than the career fest that peaks during a 3-day period, NUS graduates have the opportunities to interact and learn from employers on events that happen throughout the year in various formats. There are on-site company visits, virtual recruitment talks, and also faculty-specific fairs. CFG, we have built very strong and deep relationships with industry players across all sectors. That is why we are able to constantly organize all these events and programs for our students. In CFG, we recognize that tech tools are constantly being used to evaluate our students during job interview. Hence, as part of our recipe to prepare our students for the modern job market, we also invest and provide various tech tools and AI-powered tools for our students. One of the many tools that we have invested include a popular software called VMock. The VMock software allows our students to upload their resume, and they are able to instantly provide a very good critique of their resume, including suggestions and comments on how can they further refine their resume. And there are a lot of such tools, and you're welcome to visit the CFG webpage to find out more about each of these tools. Finally, our last quiz. Which of the following statements on personal branding is true? Is it A, personal branding is only important during mid-career stage, not so much on undergraduate? B, personal branding refers to the physical appearance? Or C, personal branding is essential for anyone looking for a job? Can I invite everyone to type in the answer in the Zoom chat? Is it A, B, or C? Yes, I can see a lot of participants choose the correct answer, C. Yes, I'm sure everyone have known by now. Personal branding is crucial and essential for anyone, including undergraduate looking for a job, which is why in the next 15 minutes, we have the alumni, Miss Yugosvi, who will be sharing more about how she has leveraged on the various tools from NUS to grow her professional brand. So please join me in welcoming our NUS alumni, Miss Yugosvi, for her sharing.
Thank you, Zach. Thanks, CFG team, for having me here today. It's really an honor and a privilege to come back and share my experience with the new students who will be joining NUS. Maybe we can just move on to the next slide, May. Thank you. Yeah, so just a little bit more about myself before I get into my sharing. I'm Yugosvi. I graduated in 2021 with my bachelor's in computer science and a minor in entrepreneurship. And currently I'm working at Salesforce as a delivery manager with the professional services team. So for those of you who don't really know what that means, it's basically our in-house consulting team. And I'm working as a project manager, managing implementation and advisory projects for our Salesforce customers. Apart from that, I'm also part of our executive committee for our Salesforce Women's Network for our ASEAN chapter. And basically what that means is I help to organize and run events within our company that aim to uplift and empower women within Salesforce. Apart from work, I also enjoy dancing. So these days I'm learning Latin dance, salsa and bachata. I also like learning new languages, trying to learn Mandarin, but it's a little bit challenging at the moment. And I also enjoy watching Formula One. So the new season has started and that's what's keeping me occupied on the weekends now. Okay, so before I go into my sharing, I just want to speak a little bit about my journey so far from my time in NUS and where I am right now. So even before I joined NUS, just for a little bit of context, I'm originally from India, and I moved to Singapore at the age of 16 for junior college. So I went to Anderson JC, and then I joined NUS for my undergrad studies. So that's where I did my computer science degree, right? As you can see, this journey starts from 2018. I actually joined NUS in 2017. But my first year was more exploratory and kind of finding my feet and figuring out what I'm interested in, trying to get used to the rhythm of going to lectures, tutorials, and just generally exploring and figuring out where I want to move forward, right? But I've just put a little bit of a highlight here in terms of the experiences I had within NUS that helped me get to where I am today. So in year 2, that's where some of our internships process started. And that's where I got the opportunity to intern at TCS as part of their software development team. I was also the house head for Ridgeview Residential College. That's one of the residences within NUS. So I was leading one of the houses, helping to organize events for the community and build together relationships for the students living in the college. In my year 3, I got the opportunity to do my 6-month internship attachment with Apple. So I was helping to enhance and automate and improve their business processes using automation, using scripting. I also participated in a couple of innovation challenges, design challenges, case competitions, and I was also a resident assistant within the RC. Year 4 was when things got a lot, challenging, because that's where the job hunt started, but it also came with a lot of opportunities to, explore and diversify my portfolio. So I got to work a little bit with the Google Crowdsource program, and I was spreading awareness about the program and helping to, improve the awareness about the crowdsourcing initiative. I was also part of the AWS Build On Hackathon, which was a fun ideation challenge where we were working on a medtech solution. I also participated in the Harvard We Code conference, which is a global tech conference for women in technology, which is where I got to meet a lot of women from all over the world and connect with them and learn from them, actually. And all of this got to help me get to where I am today, which is working at Salesforce. So I have been with Salesforce for the last 2.5 years now, and I joined Salesforce when I graduated. So it's been a great journey over the last few years. Okay, so now I want to move on to a couple of main points on personal brand. And from my perspective, how do you build and hone that, right? So I know, first of all, when a lot of people talk about personal brand, sometimes you might think, where do you get started? Is this something you need to start from scratch? You need to start finding new things to do, but that's not actually true, right? So all of us are unique, right? We all have a story. We all have our unique experiences, how we grew up, our past experiences in schools, CCAs, and all of us have that story already within ourselves. So the first thing is important to know that you don't have to build your brand from scratch. This is not something you magically kind of put on a paper and create, right? What you have to do is try to be introspective and reflective and recognize and identify the areas and the values, the activities that are important to you and mean something to you, right? And how this actually helps is you can then focus on those areas that you want to strengthen and build as part of your personal brand. And this will then help you find opportunities accordingly to build these areas as part of your brand, right? So what this really means is, for example, for myself, when I came to Singapore at the age of 16, I didn't know anybody in this country. I was completely new. And the connections that I actually made with my classmates, my CCA mates, that taught me a lot about the power of connection and community. And when I came to NUS, I realized that that's something I do want to focus on, and I want to build that as part of my brand, right? I want to work and get opportunities to strengthen and build communities, which is why I was a house head. I participated in orientation camp committees. I was an OGL because I really enjoyed getting together people and building those relationships. The other thing that I felt was really important to me when I joined NUS was championing women in tech. So often when I joined, I actually realized, it was still mostly guys in the room or men in the room. And I realized that it's really important for women to have the access to the resources, the skills, the role models to further their career in tech. And this is something that to this day I value a lot. And this is why I'm still working within my company to champion that cause. So that's the first step, identify the areas that you want to build on, the values that are important to you, and use that to find opportunities to build your brand and strengthen that brand. The second thing is exploration, right? At university level, I think things are still quite fluid. People are still figuring themselves out. So I think there are still a lot of opportunities for you to be able to explore and diversify your portfolio, right? Maybe you find something that you didn't think you could be interested in, or you could benefit from. So this is the best time to be able to explore and learn other areas that you want to focus on and build as part of your personal brand. And actually, there are many opportunities within NUS for you to be able to do so. So like I mentioned previously, the fact that we have a lot of hackathons, case competitions, a lot of sporting events, CCAs, and you'll find out more about all of these over the next few days, I'm sure. All of these will help you, find more things that you want to do and maybe build as part of your brand. So for me, that actually did lead to me knowing that I have this interest in consulting, or I have this consultative kind of mindset, right? When I joined all these ideation challenges, these innovation challenges, where you are given a problem and you need to find a creative solution to it, I really enjoyed doing that. And I think that's what helped me find that maybe I like consulting, because essentially what I do now day to day is solve problems creatively. So I think experiencing that within NUS helped me eventually find and land the job that I have today. But apart from that, I mean, this can just be a time where you explore different things. Maybe you join, in your inter-college games and interest groups and CCAs, you volunteer. And all these things will actually help you round out your personality and make you a more well-rounded and holistic individual when you apply for internships and jobs. So we've gone through two main areas, right? You now know the areas where you want to further build your brand. You have found new areas which you want to incorporate as part of your brand. Then comes the important part, right? How do you then communicate this brand and your value to the world? Because your brand is how the people around you or the world perceives you, right? So this is the important part, because you have to then be able to communicate this in an efficient, effective, and concise way. And why this is really important is because how you communicate your brand and value to the world will then help you grow your career, and it'll open the next door for you in terms of your internships, in terms of your job opportunities, right? Because that's how we want to grow and progress, right, in our career. So this particular area is where I really feel the CFG team and the entire NUS community helped me a lot, especially Zachary. So I worked a lot with Zachary through my time in NUS, and he really helped me learn how I should package myself and present myself to potential employers and the world around me, right? So I think the first thing that comes up when you think about communicating your brand to the world is your resume or your CV, right? And I know all of us are humans, we are well-rounded personalities. So sometimes it feels a bit hard to, how do you put yourself on like a piece of paper? Like, that's not me, right? But that's just the way it is. And a lot of times that's the first step of how a company or a potential employer would receive your brand. So it's really important to know, how do you put all your skill set, all your story points into those one or two pieces of paper, right? And that's where the tools that Zach mentioned, the VMOC tool, that's something I used a lot, going through multiple iterations of grammatical checks or even sentence structures that sometimes you might miss out on to improve and refine that resume. And then also, working with the career advisor to actually review that, because when you work with a career advisor, there's somebody who will end up knowing you over the course of a few months or a few years, right? So they can help you pick out and say, hey, look, this is something I think you should add. Or Yugasvi, this is something that is a big part of your brand, but I don't see it on your resume, right? So they can really help refine that and package that resume really tightly. So that's one thing, right? The next thing where you might have a lot of, career events, right? Like Zach was mentioning, Career Fest, where you'll have a lot of potential employers meeting you. That's where you also need to focus on, how do you communicate your brand and make an impression within the first 10, 20, 30 seconds? Because a lot of time, that's all you get. So putting your brand into a concise 30 seconds, 1 minute elevator pitch is also something that is really important to consider. And the last thing, when you get through these initial few steps, right? You've got your foot in through the door, you have landed an interview. How do you then bring all of this, bring your brand to the potential employer during interview, like a face-to-face interview or a virtual interview, right? And that's again where I worked a lot with Zach in doing mock interviews. We did a lot of Q&A. He gave me a lot of tips in terms of how do I package myself and then deliver this in an interview, right? Because I think a lot of times it gets lost in communication because we're stressed, we're nervous, it's an interview, we want to be on our best feet. But when you practice and hone that with somebody, I think it makes it a lot smoother, right? So I'm just aware of time as well. I think that's pretty much my 15 minutes. But yeah, I think these three main areas, first of all, knowing your story, recognizing and identifying the areas that you value, you want to work on and strengthen those. Secondly, use this time, your 4 years within NUS, to explore, diversify your portfolio, figure out new things you want to add to this mix, and then really hone those skills of communication, because that's how you'll be able to effectively communicate your brand to the people around you. So that's pretty much the end of my sharing. If you want to know more or you have any questions, feel free to put it in the chat. I think we have time later for Q&A, or feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn if you want to know more. Okay, so that's all from my end. I'll pass back to May. May, you're on mute.
All right, thank you. Thank you.
Awesome.
All right, so thank you so much, Yogosvi. And how true, isn't it? It really pays to be memorable and stand out in a world that's so cluttered, that's so noisy and constantly calling for our increasingly shorter attention span. So thank you so much for sharing that with us. So let me now move on to the next segment. Well, so as you can see, what we have shared with you, and I hope that it is evident to you, that we cater to our students at every stage of their to their student life, right? And then equipping them with tools and skills that they need to strive to thrive in your professional and your personal life. Now, and we also recognize that there are diverse needs and aspirations and requirements. So we therefore offer a suite of programs, workshops, mentorships, local and global exposure, and very much like the various delightful ingredients that make up a cup of bubble tea. So you are free to pick and choose to customize your favorite cup of bubble tea according to your unique tastes and preferences. Now, just in case some of you are thinking to yourself now that, well, bubble tea may not be my go-to beverage, right? So not to worry, and we understand that. So therefore, our support actually extends to individuals who may not really favor bubble tea. And we want to make sure that their needs and preferences are equally valued and supported. So to help you identify your favorite cup, your cup of tea, I would like to introduce this format, this framework, which is a very famous framework widely used by universities in Singapore as well as globally. And this is the VIP&S framework. So as you can see, what this framework really suggests is that you could consider thinking about your values, your interests, your personality, and your skills. So it helps you identify what really truly resonates with you, and then aligns that with your strengths and your aspiration that's uniquely yours. So before I go on, I just hope that we could just suggest and recommend that you will take some time, right, to reflect on these aspects as you are making the decision now on your next step in your academic journey. So we believe that you are now researching and evaluating various programs, and that's why you are here joining us at the open house talk, right? So I wish that you will find the perfect fit for your interests, your goal, as well as your learning styles. So to help you with this decision-making process, I would also like to share with you that we have organized 2 physical talks, which will be happening this coming Saturday on the 9th of March. So these 2 sessions, so this is here the details. First one on the left is why NUS Boba packs a punch, and then the other workshop is customizing your future career flavor. They will both be happening at NUS Centre at level 3 Dance Atelier 1. So as a timing is 11 to 11:45, and then the second one will be happening on from 2 p.m. to 2:45. Okay, So I would like to welcome you and do join my colleagues and be inspired to pursue your dream course, right, as you listen and do your research. So without further ado, let me now invite my colleague Stephanie to open the Q&A segment.
Thank you, Mei Hua. Thank you, Zach, as well as Yogusvi. So thank you, everyone. We hope that it has been a fruitful 40 minutes listening in on what are some of the ways that NUS will prepare you and help you, support you as you build your brand and for life beyond graduation, right? So we will now open the Q&A segment of today's talk. We invite you to type any questions that you may have into the chat box. I will help to read out some of these questions for our panel of colleagues to answer, while at the same time, some of our other colleagues will also be possibly answering some of these questions by directly typing into the chat as well. So do feel free to think about what are some of the questions that you would like us to answer for you. And perhaps I would just start the ball rolling because Chanrik, one of our participants today did ask a question as the talk was going on about the career readiness roadmap and whether there is one tailored for our postgraduate students. So maybe I'll just go ahead and share a little bit on that. Indeed, we do. So very sharp to have noticed, Chanrik. So in fact, we do have a specialized PG career readiness roadmap that's targeted at the postgraduate students. So even though we have not shared that today, this is very much available and is a structured suite of events to support our postgraduate students. So very often, postgraduate students, while they are also welcome to join many of the programs like, the career booster workshops that were mentioned, and so on, and even career fest as a career fair, but we do understand at CFG that there are certain specific needs. So the postgraduate career readiness roadmap will be underpinned by signature programs tailored for these students. So that includes programs like the Career Accelerator and even Industry Connect. So we also have launched just this year a mentorship program specifically targeted at postgraduate students. Notwithstanding, there is a team of career advisors that is specialized to support the postgraduate students. And there is even a postgraduate career fair, typically in the second half of the year, which will support and specifically be to bridge postgraduate students to potential employers. Yeah. Okay, so would there be any questions? Please go ahead and do type them into the chat. So maybe Mei Hua and Zach, you have shared about this whole kaleidoscope of activities and resources, right, which are available to students throughout their time with the university. So some prospective students, right, who are with us here today could be wondering, right, is it too early to start preparing for life beyond graduation, right from the day that you start the university? What do you think?
Perhaps I can take this question. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, thanks for the question. I think it's never too early or too late. I think this is the beauty of our career readiness roadmap. So the career readiness roadmap can be as flexible or as a program as you want. Students can choose at the different age areas of studies or when do they want to participate in any of these programs. So maybe, for example, when they just join, they are going through transition, they want to focus more on the academic, then they can take up the career catalyst module in year 2 as well. So there is definitely some flexibility for all our students.
Thank you, Zach. That is exactly right. And I think throughout the session, there was some sharing about, what are career skills, employability skills, and there was also a mention of some of these life skills, right, that CFG actually equips students with. So, what are these life skills exactly? How are they different from, employability skills? And why do we think that they are important on top of all these technical skills for students as they go beyond the university?
I can take this as well.
Sure.
Yeah. I think as we all know, the employability skills help our students secure their internship, help them secure their first job. At the same time, we also want to help our students progress their career, advance their career. And from a lot of studies, including the studies from MOE, from our Singapore government, and Skills Future, this term called critical life skill has been labeled as essential to help someone to grow their career. Critical life skill examples include networking, also include a variety of cognitive skills as well. So the type of skills are also well defined by the Singapore government. And including the financial skills, where our financial well-being modules will equip our students with that area as well.
Thanks, Zach. Yugusvi, what about your personal experience? Would you say, some would even postulate to say that actually once you get working, some professionals share with us that actually life skills are equally, if not sometimes even greater in importance as the career progresses. Has that been your experience? And what are some of the life skills that you personally have found to be very instrumental for your career progression?
Thanks, Stephanie. Yeah, I think that's really important because, to be honest, I did my undergrad in computer science, right? So I learned a lot of technical skills. But my job now is more project management, which is people skills and soft skills, right? So it is very, very different from what I learned in uni. But I feel like even in the 4 years that I was here, I learned a lot of soft skills and life skills like like networking, like Zach was mentioning, right? That's really important. Or how do you work with or collaborate with different people? And that's something that is really important because when you start working, everybody has a different work style, everybody communicates differently. And that's something that I feel like I learned a lot in NUS because staying on campus or in our classes, in our tutorials, people come from all sorts of backgrounds, right? Different parts of the world, different experiences, different languages. And when you have to work or do group projects with people from different backgrounds, you have to learn how to communicate and collaborate with different people, right? And that's actually a very important skill that is agnostic of what you do. Because when you start working, usually the challenge comes with learning how to communicate and talk to people and get your point across. So I definitely feel like regardless of the technical skills or which course you get to participate in, these kind of opportunities of doing different events or participating in organizing events, those help you actually hone these skills of people management skills. Yeah.
Yeah. Spoken so well. And yeah, Yogusvi, I'm sure you are inspiring the students who are joining us here today with what you have shared with us as well. So thank you for sharing your thoughts on, the skill sets that we should equip ourselves with ahead of graduation. So if I take a question, I think this from Red Packet, what an auspicious nickname. One of our participants who asked, do job opportunities differ for a PR student who would have to serve a 3-year bond upon taking up the tuition grant? So maybe I can just go ahead and take this. I think no. I think generally when we do, we have a dedicated jobs as well as internships portal that is accessible to all students across the university, regardless of faculty, regardless of school, right? And regardless of your nationality. So, even the career events, whether it's individual company recruitment talks or whether it's, broad-based career events like career fairs, right? All students are welcome to join. So it may well be that when you engage with a specific employer about a specific role, there may be certain, nuances or certain requirements in relation to that role's job scope itself. But suffice it to say that from CFG's point of view, there's no so-called, special set of job roles that would be made available only to specific groups of people. It would, any requirements would be based more out of the employer's needs and the job roles needs specifically. Okay, there's another question from Eric about the career readiness roadmap applying to law, medicine, or pharmacy. So thank you for that question, Eric. I think for the career readiness roadmap, it is a broad-based roadmap, right, that we have designed and developed, right, that is applicable as a view for all students joining to be able to take in and see what are the resources available. So while many of the programs and the resources are open to law, medicine, as well as pharmacy students, I think the onus is really for students to take self-directed action to see which are the resources, which are the programs that would actually apply in your case. But in many faculties and schools, there are also, teams within the faculties and the schools, right, that would also be able to weigh in and provide you advice that if you wanted more specific programs or more specific kind of information, right, about, internships and so on that are related to that specific course of study or opportunities that are available, that is another area of resource that you can tap into as well. Yeah, so we encourage you because each of the faculties and schools also have their open house programs lined up. So we would strongly encourage you to also attend those or to visit their booths on the 9th of March so that you can see what's this ecosystem of comprehensive support that is available to you. Yes, come. Feel free to type in more questions. For our colleagues, we are very happy to answer more questions. Okay, not to worry. So it looks like some of us might be shy, or perhaps we would like to believe that what Meg, Mei Hua, Yogusvi, as well as Zach have covered, have addressed some of the questions that you might have had ahead of the talk. So with that, we will probably close the Q&A segment of today. If you do, between now and Saturday, think of additional questions relating to, your career preparation, career exploration, right, that you think you would like to ask us. Do come by our booth at Stephen Riadi Centre on 9th March. We will be there to chat with you directly. There'll be some interesting activities taking place as well on that day. Otherwise, please also feel free to drop us an email at careers@nus.edu.sg so that we can help answer your remaining inquiries. So yes, this is a recorded session. So just to answer some of the participants' questions about the rewatch, it will be made available, but this will be at a later point after open house. So do look out for that on our YouTube channel if this is something that you might be interested to rewatch at a later time. Yes, thank you, Ling Ling. So with that, we thank you everyone for joining us today, and we hope that it has been a fruitful session for you. Do join the rest of the NUS Open House 2024 sessions happening throughout the week by different NUS units, different NUS faculties and schools. And we wish you a most fruitful time and look forward to seeing you join us at NUS in the coming years. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.